Then next ay yung the self. Yan, from 8 to 11 years of age, children increasingly describe themselves in terms of psychological characteristics and traits. In contrast with the more concrete self-descriptions of younger children. Yan, children are more likely to describe themselves using adjectives. Yan, mga simple adjectives. And yan, recognize social aspects of the self and increasing reference to social comparison. Yan, references to social groups in their self-descriptions. Pinapakilala, ini-introduce nila ang sarili nila na they are a part of a certain organization like the Boy Scout, Girl Scout, or pwedeng sa bilang ng kaibigan nila. And to distinguish themselves from others. Hindi na nila iniisip kung ano ang kanilang gagawin or anong hindi, pero ano yung magagawa nila in comparison to others. They include socially comparative information in their self-descriptions. Then yung emotional development na meron during the middle and late. Improve emotional understanding, increase understanding that more than one emotion can be experienced in a particular situation, and increased awareness of the events leading to emotional reactions. Yan, the perspectives and theories yan, na pwedeng ipasok during the socio-emotional ng middle and late childhood. Yes. Albert Bandura's self-efficacy. Yeah. Self-efficacy, a belief that one can master a situation and produce favorable outcomes. Yeah. If a child has high self-efficacy, I know that I will be able to learn the material in this class, and I expect to be able to do well at this activity. But if the child has low self-efficacy, has the feeling of helplessness, I cannot. Or they avoid many challenging learning tasks sa school. Samantalang a child with high self-efficacy, they will work eagerly sa kanilang mga assignment projects. Talaga mag-e-effort silang pagandahin pa. Then, Erik Erikson's industry versus inferiority. Children become interested in how things are made and how they work. So when the children are encouraged in their efforts to build, work, ang kalalabasan industry. However, parents who see their children's effort at making things as making a mess, pagkakalat, magkakaroon si bata ng sense of inferiority. Lawrence Kohlberg's moral development. It has 3 levels, and the development from one level to another is fostered by opportunities to take the perspective of others and to experience conflict between one's current level of moral thinking and the reasoning of someone at a higher level. Yung 3 levels, pre-conventional reasoning, good and bad. Conventional reasoning, individuals abide by certain standards, but they are the standards of others. Post-conventional, morality is more internal, engage in deliberate checks on the reasoning to ensure that it meets high ethical standards. Pero itong Kohlberg's moral development is for debate kasi sa ibang mga psychologists, paano naman daw yung role ng emotion, ng culture, ng pamilya in the moral development? Conscious ba or automatic? ba yung sinasabi ni Lawrence na moral reasoning? Kasi masyadong na-emphasize or talagang emphasis lang talaga ay yung moral reasoning. Paano naman ang moral behavior? Because in some cases, yan, na-observe natin na may ibang tao, yan, artista, siguro mga may-ari ng mga kumpanya, public official, na may pagka-immoral ang behavior pero ang pinapakita nila outside ay opposite. Because no one wants a nation of cheaters or thieves who can definitely reason para mapaniwala yung ibang tao. Yan, that cheaters and thieves may know what is right yet still do what is wrong. Ang sinasabi ng ibang critics dito sa moral development na culturally biased kasi hanggang second level lang yung nade-develop. Samantalang post-conventional, hindi nakikita in all cultures. At itong post-conventional ay nakitang nagde-decline na sa mga college students. Pero hindi naman bababa dun sa conventional. More on due to a personal interest of a person. Kaya ang diskarte ng ibang bansa para ma-improve yung moral lives ng tao, mag-focus sa child rearing strategies, magbigay ng social support for families and children. And again, the critics and the other researchers, gusto nila na talagang ma-connect. There is a really link between the moral reasoning and behavior. Kasi nakikita na dumadami ang natutukso at ang mga gumagawa ng kalokohan. There is another follow-up or alternative theory of Kohlberg's at yun yung domain theory. Yun ay moral, social, and personal reasoning. Then, next, the families. Yan, families, developmental changes in parent-child relationships. Yan. Parents spend less time with children during middle and late childhood. But, parents still support and stimulate children's academic achievement. Kasi, pinapadala ni parents ang kanilang anak to extracurricular activities or talagang mga outside na lessons like music lessons. Yan. Then parents use less physical forms of punishment as children age. More on ang punishment nila, limited lang yung gagawin mo. Yan, hindi ka pwedeng maglaro or limited lang yung screen time mo or pamamasyal. Something like those. Then, next, step families. Step families, remarriages involving children has grown in recent years. Dati, sa US lang talaga madaming cases, but now, in the Philippine setting, dumadami na. More on, siguro sa mga kakilala kong naghihiwalay yung parents ay legally sila pa, pero in the house ay sumakabilang bahay na tumitira na sa ibang bahay yung ama or the mother. Yan, the types of step-family structure. Stepfather, in stepfather families, the mother typically had the custody of the children. Tapos, papasok si stepfather. Sa stepmother families, na kay ama ang kustodiya ng bata at ang bagong member ay yung stepmother. In blended or complex stepfamily, both parents bring children from previous marriage. Then the socioeconomic status, ethnicity, and culture. Of course, low income, ethnic minority students have more difficulties in school. Kasi maaaring hindi sa Philippine setting, hindi kayang puntahan ng DepEd ang mga malalayong lugar or hindi sila aware sa situation no paaralan. And ethnic, mga minority groups, syempre they are conservative in letting outsiders or foreign group. Hindi sila basta nagbabagong isip. Open to such changes. Then more barriers to learning, yan, parents' education, and fewer resources. Yan, kapag hindi nakagraduate si parent, hindi rin marunong magbasa, magsulat, of course, to the children, kalimitan ay hindi nila natuturuan. But in some cases naman ay kahit hindi marunong si parent, ay nakakayanan pa ng bata. Yan. Also, those who cannot afford educational materials, yan, talagang barrier to learning. And the peer status. Yan, the popular children, of course, they have, siguro sila ay parang best friend ng klase. They have social skills that contribute for them to being well-liked by many. Kumbaga nakikinig talaga sila. They are open for communication, enthusiastic, nagpapakita ng concern sa iba. And the average children, average number of both positive and negative dominations from their peers. Neglected. Best friend but are not disliked by their peers. Rejected. It can be, pwede pa naman as friend, but karamihan ay walang may gusto na mga bata. They are disliked by their peers. Kumbaga, they have serious adjustment problems. So, kapag tumataas yung feeling of rejection nila, it increases aggressiveness and rule-breaking behavior. But, not all. Kasi yung ibang rejected children ay mahiyain. Then, the controversial children, it can be both someone's best friend or dislike. Then, gender. And gender stereotypes, which means broad categories that reflect our impressions and beliefs about females and males. So, ano naman yung similarities and differences? For physical development, for females, yung fats ay nasa dibdib at balakang. While to males, ang kanilang fats ay nasa tiyan. Sa tangkad, males grow 10% taller than female. Mas mahaba yung life expectancy ng mga babae. And less likely to develop physical or mental disorders. While males have the risk of coronary disease. For brain structure naman po, ang differences ay meron pero maliit lang. Like, females have 10% smaller brain than males. But, sa babae, mas madami yung folds or yung kulubot sa utak. And the emotional expression show more metabolic activity sa females. Sa cognitive development naman, ganun din, no big gender difference in general intelligence. But some gender differences have been found in some cognitive areas. Yan. Lalo na yung usaping sa math skills. Kasi most of the research found no difference in math scores. Yeah, for boys and girls. Pero on some research review, the girls have more negative math attitudes and that parents and teachers' expectancies for children's math competence ay in favor sa mga lalaki. Yan, the possible difference ay yung visuospatial skills. Kumbaga, the child has or is able to rotate objects mentally and to determine what they would look like when rotated. Yan, parang sa mga Rubik's Cube. Yan. At ayon sa compilation of researches, ay lalaki yung mas angat yung visuospatial skills. Kaya nilang i-rotate ano yung magiging itsura ng isang object mentally. Yan, sa reading and writing, yan. Strong evidence is found that females outperform males. Sa school context and achievement, young girls earn better grades and complete high school at a higher rate and less likely to drop out than boys. But keep in mind that the measure of achievement in school or sa score, sa test, may reflect many factors beside the cognitive ability. Yan, the socio-emotional development naman, consistent na difference na makikita ay yung boys are more physically aggressive than girls. Pero yung girls show levels of verbal aggression and yung relational aggression. Yung pagkakalat ng malicious rumors or yung mga chismis para mapasama ang ibang tao. So again, the girls ay verbal aggression and relational aggression. Sa aspeto naman ng emotions, yung females express more emotions, yung better at decoding emotion, smile more, cry more. Yung girls are able to recognize non-verbal display of emotion and are happier. At yung mga nare-report when it comes to male, mostly nakaka-experience or they express more anger. But again, the traits may vary with the situation. Again, it depends with the situation. Yan, social cognition. Yan, thoughts about social matters. Yan, important for understanding peer relationships. Yan, kumbaga, children give meaning to social cues. Kunwari, ang isang bata ay nagre-recess. Tapos, may biglang natakid na bata at nasagi yung kanyang iniinom na juice. Nasaktan din siya. Pero, yung iniisip, yung perception ng batang nagre-recess ay act of hostile yung ginawa nung nakatabig sa kanya. So, the behavior of the child who is taking his or her recess ay magiging aggressive. At yung magiging perception ng kanyang mga kaklase sa kanya ay inappropriate. Kasi naging aggressive yung batang nagre-recess sa batang nadapa. Kumbaga, the children have developed such script. Ano yung concept na kanilang gagawin kapag sila ay naka-encounter ng ganitong situation? Ano ba yung gagawin nila pag sila'y sinaktan? Anong gagawin nila on getting friends? Kumbaga, ano yung dapat gawin to know what are the nice things to say? At dapat malaman din ng bata kung ano yung gagawin or sasabihin ng kanilang mga kaibigan. Kumbaga, ipapa-understand natin, yan, important for understanding peer relationships. Kumbaga, in simple narrative, ipapa-understand natin sa bata na kaya ka natabig kasi nadapa yung kaklase mo or yung kaibigan. So, ang gagawin mo ay the person will you will tell your classmate na ikaw ay nasaktan, and also yung batang nakatabig sa iyo, dapat mayroong adult na nag-a-assist na dapat mag-sorry ka sa batang natabig mo. Yeah. So, yun ang about the socio-emotional development of middle and late childhood.